Hello, welcome to today's class. Today the first part will be the use of the word average and other words related to the same meaning or familiar meaning. This is the list of words we have. Average looking, average height. Now, what we understand by average is something that is standard. The standard, general. A general, common. That's what we understand when we say average. Okay, then we have uncommon, which is the opposite. Typical, weird, funny, which in this case means not common, and we use this in the informal language. Okay, bizarre, if it is a very negative word, has a very negative meaning, and odd, which also means not common. Let's look at some examples. Now the examples we have here, my fiancé is average height, average weight, and average looking, but he's special to me. This means that his height is the standard height. Okay, if we think of Peruvians, that will be 1 meter and 70 centimeters. Okay, or 75 centimeters, 75 centimeters, which is the average height of Peruvian male. Okay. Then we have this example. It's uncommon for our family to eat in restaurants. Number 3. My brother is a typical Canadian. He likes hockey and baseball. We can see a picture here of a typical Canadian right here. Then we have her name is Cian. It's a common name where we come from. Well, here in Peru, a very common name will be Renzo. Our teenage son got a very weird haircut yesterday. We don't know what to say to him. Look at this haircut right here with Trump on the back of his head. The baby's making funny noises. Is she all right? Now, funny noises, we can say not common noises, weird noises, not common noises. Not normal noises. Look at this picture of this man. He's doing something not common with his mouth. It seems like he's coughing. So we can say that man is making funny noises. What is wrong with him? Now, let's continue. She's wearing the most bizarre clothes. It must be a new style. Well, in this case, we have a he, and he's wearing a whole set that is completely bizarre. Then we have this one. He was an odd little man. He would always wear a black suit and tie even on the hottest days. Now, odd, which is weird also, and we can see here on this little gify right here, it means that it's not common to see a man like this wearing all the stuff during a very hot day. So what is very not common is not the size of the man. It is what he is wearing in this example. Now, before we continue, I recommend that you guys use this set of words. Okay? So try to use average when you say average height, average weight, average looking. Okay? Try to say typical Canadian, typical Peruvian, typical Argentinian. Common name, okay? Common name, common last name, or common nickname. Weird haircut, okay? Remember like that, weird haircut. Making funny noises, that's how we say it, making funny noises. Bizarre clothes. An odd little man, or odd woman, or odd little woman, or odd tall man or odd tall woman. You can mix this. My recommendation here will be to use them the way you see them here. Okay, let's continue. Here you have some examples, or some questions better said, that I need you guys to think. These questions will be done during class tomorrow. Next part, we have the use of somebody, anybody, nobody, and everybody, and the use of they. Let's look. We use the pronouns somebody, anybody, nobody, everybody when we don't want to refer for a specific person or when we don't know who the person is. Okay, so we don't want to be specific. Second point, we use somebody in affirmative sentences and questions when we expect a particular answer. All right, so here, affirmative sentences and also questions, but we are expecting a particular answer. So in a way, we know or we want to hear something specifically. And that something, we might have a pretty good idea. Point 3, we use anybody in negatives and questions when we don't know what the answer will be. So here we're using negative questions and we have no clue what the answer could be. Okay? Anybody also means it doesn't matter who in affirmative sentences. Okay? Affirmative sentences. So we can also use anybody in affirmative sentences, but when we use it, this will mean it doesn't matter who. So this we have to keep in mind. Nobody means no people. And everybody means every person in affirmative sentences. So nobody and everybody are used in affirmative sentences. Just remember, nobody means zero, and everybody will mean total, all. Now, the last one. We use these pronouns with singular verbs. So this means that when you use anybody, nobody, everybody, and somebody, you have to conjugate the verb. The verb has to be conjugated into the third person. Look at the example. Nobody has these characteristics. Everybody wants to know the answer. However, we can use they. We use they to refer back to them. Look at this example. If somebody had all those characteristics, they would be ideal. This they refers back to somebody. Okay? All right. Let's look here at some examples. Number 1, I don't know what to get for her. I don't know what to get her for her birthday. Does somebody have any ideas? Now, I'm expecting a particular answer. Ideas for me in order for me to buy her a gift. Number 2, it's a very quiet restaurant. Nobody I know goes there. Now, here you might think of what if we put everybody? Okay, but remember, the idea that the restaurant is quiet, it means it's not only there's silence, it means that there's not many people there. And it makes much more sense if we use the word nobody. This means that not only the place is silence, but there's few people in the restaurant. Unless, at least, few people you know, or 0 people you know. Number 3. Make sure you send the email to everybody. It's important that they all hear the news. Now, they refers back to everybody. Okay? So make sure you send the email to everybody. It's important they all hear the news. 4. Will anybody clean up this mess? Now here, I don't know what the answer might be. It could be yes or could be no. I know there's only two options, but it could be any other kind of answer. Like somebody could tell me, yes, I will do it if that person helps me, or yes, I will do it if that person does his or her part and I do this and this part. So there are many possibilities of this to this question. I'm sorry. Okay, so that's why we use anybody here. Number 5. I've rung the doorbell 3 times. I don't think nobody is there. 6. He's the most popular person I know. Everybody wants to be his friend. All right, guys, this concludes this section. Thank you.